First, Friday's the latest deadline for the U.S. to sign trade deals with countries around the world, or else being default high import taxes. The administration posted about 90 deals in 90 days. That was the promise when setting this August 1st deadline. As of today, Wednesday, it's not 90, it's more like 6, although last weekend the big one was reached with the European Union, America's largest trading partner when considered as a bloc. So we have the EU, Britain, Japan, Vietnam, the Philippines, and Indonesia accepting U.S. tariffs of 10 to 20%. Among deals not yet reached, Mexico, Canada, India, the list goes on as this deadline looms. Marketplace's Mitchell Hartman has more.
The administration has already imposed a 10% tariff on all goods that enter the U.S. On August 1st, President Trump has threatened to raise tariffs much higher for specific countries to 25% for South Korea, 36% for Thailand, 50% for Brazil. Without new trade deals, Mexico and Canada face tariffs of 30 and 35% respectively. Other big trade partners are also under pressure, says Gary Huffbauer at the Peterson Institute for International Economics.
The deal with India is fairly high on the priority list. Now, from a trade standpoint, it's difficult.
Because, Huffbauer says, India would have to drop its protectionist tariffs on imports from the U.S., now around 17%, to 0 to make a deal. All told, says Ernie Tedeschi at the Yale Budget Lab, with no further tariff delays or 11th-hour deals,
the average effective tariff rate in the United States would be 18.2% on August 1st. That is the highest since 1934.
Tedeschi says at the start of this year, the rate was 2.5%. I'm Mitchell Hartman for Marketplace.
In about 7 hours, we'll know the Fed's thinking on jobs, inflation, and its interest rate decision. The markets are betting interest rates will stay where they are this time. S&P futures are up 0.1%. The Australian government says it'll stop children under the age of 16 from having YouTube accounts of their own. This with data showing 37% of minors saw harmful content. The video sharing service now joins TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X, and Snapchat in restrictions that start in December. Kids under 16 still can access the platform but not have their own accounts.
Recently, the online watchdog, Australia's online watchdog, has done some research. They came to the government saying, look, about 4 in 10 to 15-year-olds have been harmed by material on the video sharing platform and urged the government to reconsider this exemption, which they have now announced they will do. But of course, Google, who owns YouTube, is cross about this. They have said that it's not a social media platform. They've also threatened legal action.
Katie Watson with our newsroom partners at the BBC.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Schwab. Schwab offers investors choices like full-service wealth management, self-directed investing options, and trading on Thinkorswim. More at schwab.com. And by Rubrik, dedicated to giving businesses the power to bounce back fast when cyber attacks target the cloud. More at Rubrik.com.
The marijuana industry has been booming in Michigan since it was fully legalized in 2018, but there are signs that market's saturated with large multi-state cannabis companies leaving. The latest is a publicly traded company called TerrAscend, which has about half of its retail dispensaries in Michigan. Michigan Public's Laura Weber Davis reports on an opportunity for small business.
At the Thunder Canna marijuana growing and processing facility, mango-flavored, THC-infused gummies are piled high on a stainless steel countertop.
We got 10 normal flavors and then 4 sours that add on to that.
Joe Lewis is the founder of Thunder Canna and its sister storefront, Amazing Buds, in Adrian, Michigan, near the southern border with Ohio.
Doing about 14,000 packages a day. So right now we're right around like 280,000 a month. And we can't even keep up.
Gummies are a huge part of his business. Aaron Jackson, one of Joe's business partners, says this mountain of gummies won't fetch what you might think. No more expensive than movie candy.
It's insane. A king-size bag of Skittles is $3. I can get you 2 packs of gummies for that same thing that with 400 milligrams of THC, essentially, which is just mind-blowing.
Michigan has some of the lowest prices for recreational marijuana in the country. Voters here overwhelmingly approved legal weed with very little regulation and very low taxes. The industry took off, leading to an oversupply of buds and gummies and rock-bottom prices.
There's just product piling on top of product.
That's Dustin Walsh with Crane's Detroit business. He says the numbers are becoming unworkable for large multi-state operators, or MSOs.
They require, states that have really high cannabis prices. Perpetual growth, right, is the name of the game when it comes to these MSOs.
The legalization and relaxed rules in surrounding states are also driving down Michigan marijuana prices. Economist Sarah Stith at University of New Mexico says some small businesses may be equipped to survive this tumult by offering an artisanal consumer experience.
I think there are a lot of people who are skeptical of sort of the Walmart model and are very concerned that cannabis is going to go in that direction. The consumers already are predisposed to be kind of interested in mom and pops.
The guys over at Thunder Canna agree.
We're rolling with the punches day to day. But yeah, being a mom and pop, we don't have a bunch of overhead. We don't have a bunch of executives that are making crazy amounts of money.
But if prices of marijuana in Michigan continue to fall, it's hard to know how many small businesses may close just like those large companies. From Adrian, Michigan, I'm Laura Weber Davis for Marketplace.
And the app of the month is spelled T-E-A-T, as in Jasmine or Oolong. It's a dating app with a focus on personal safety, where women can rate and review the guys. It hit the top of the app charts last week, but then hackers got access to tens of thousands of photos and selfies and photo IDs with the addresses from users that they uploaded when setting up accounts. And this week, the T-App people confirmed a report in 404 Media that a software vulnerability could have allowed hackers to see what should have been private, often deeply personal messages sent between users. The company says it's taken that direct message system offline for now and is offering identity theft monitoring. In Los Angeles, I'm David Brancaccio. Marketplace Morning Report from APM, American Public Media.